All right, we'll definitely come back to Barrister Base here. A very sad story here. Let's take a look at the Abdul Karim Ali's story. Well, this report here says that Abdul Karim Ali's legal team has announced a day of appealed his life imprisonment by La Republic to Cameroon Military Tribunal. Well, in an exclusive interview, Barrister Joseph Awafu, the lead counsel for Abdul Karim, provided insight into the defense strategy and the broader implication of the case. Let's start with the challenge to jurisdiction. Abdul Karim was abducted in Bamenda, the chief town of the Midland Zone of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, and later transferred to the Colonial State Secretariat for Defense. He was held incommunicado for months and later transferred to the Colonial Condengi Maximum Security Prison. His lawyer and many rights advocates have persistently challenged the process. To them, he was abducted as there was no arrest warrant or probable cause. He was later convicted on charges related to terrorism. However, his legal team, in contesting the court's authority to try him at all, Karim's defense hinges on his claim of not being a citizen of the Republic of Cameroon. Barrister Fu said, "This is not a mere political statement, it forms the legal foundation of the team's appeal." Barrister Fu has already filed the appeal, which aims to contest the colonial military tribunal's jurisdiction over Karim. He says, "We are emphasizing his assertion of non citizenship. If he is not a citizen of La Republic of Cameroon, the court's jurisdiction over him is fundamentally questionable," he said. Now, when it comes to the question of identity, the claim that Abdul Karim is not a citizen of La Republic of Cameroon taps into long-standing tension. The dispute is between the La Republic of Cameroon and former British Southern Cameroons. Ambazonia, which was the former Southern Cameroons before 1st of October 1961, that is being contested. Many activities from these areas have historically resisted full integration into La Republic of Cameroon, citing cultural, political, and historical grievances. And so, the matter before the court is not just about one man's freedom. This is what Barrister Free is saying. He says it touches on the broader question of national identity and the rights of individuals to assert that identity in the face of a judicial system they do not recognize. That is the second one. And so the third is the strength amid adversity. So, despite receiving a life sentence, Abdul Karim remains steadfast, according to his lawyers. Barrister Fu said he is strong and resolute in his belief. He understands the stake and is prepared to continue the fight through legal channels. Impressive. We have critical legal questions. Karim's legal position is not without its challenges, for all we know. However, evidence suggests that before his abduction, Abdul Karim has been held and used La Republic the Cameroon identification documents, including national ID cards and passport legally. The procession and use of such documents strongly imply acceptance of La Republic to Cameroon citizenships. That's on the other side. And so legal experts know that courts often apply the principle of estoppel. Individuals who have benefited from citizenship rights, such as international travel or access to public services, may not later deny that citizenship when facing persecution. Moreover, there has been no public record of Abdul Karim formally renouncing La Republic to Cameroon citizenship before his abduction, nor has there been legal recognition of an alternative nationality. That's what they are saying. So this complicates the defense argument. This is from a human rights lawyer familiar with the case. And he said this complicates the defense argument with the case. Speaking anonymously, he says political objections to citizenships are different from legal renunciations. Courts typically look at what the person did before the arrest, not what the person claimed afterwards. But in addition, La République du Cameroon has not invoked the principle of universal jurisdiction, which allows states to try individuals for certain crimes regardless of nationality. So the colonial government maintains that it is exercising domestic legal authority over an or over its own citizen accused of terrorism in its soil. So at this point, someone will be asking, so what is estoppel? Estoppel is a legal principle that prohibits an individual from reversing their prior statements or actions if others have relied on them. Given that Abdul Karim used La République du Cameroon's passport and identification documents before his arrest, this principle could potentially apply in his case. But Barrister Mbasia is here and he will definitely clarify us on that. So legally, Estopel may prevent Karim's claiming from claiming he's not a La Republic to Cameroon citizen after benefiting from rights associated with citizenships. All right, is at this point would take a pause and get into some of these implications. We have the fact that Barrister Fru has said he is a citizen of the southern Cameroons and Amazonia because of the existing history that dates back to 1961. And then there is a case of Estopel, where the lawyers and the team of lawyers in charge of Abdul Karim be able to have a reversal in this life imprisonment, regardless of what Estopel says or regardless of what the history of Ambazonians at this point, which would be the right cause for Abdul Karim.